But eight months to the end of another term, no hope be. Nioma betimi adane kakra.
Impenifu say agrobe so if yanopa. Agrona so anopa no enye nwumre na. Edum no na agrona ba beso. She no more baby. That's what no able catch and say a new leader will fix it. I don't want to MPP primary say yeah. Mama could be saying central for. Say a new leader will fix it. So he's giving up. He's giving up on the country. We all know him there was zero. She know between I abo my NDC. Into a trace a new leader, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Beba. No about fix it. Because only the name there, he's a problem solver. He's a nation builder. Or can or yo. Won't mean spell on shop.
John Mahama.
John Dramani Mahama. So let me jata. On then I Ghana for you die. They say. Normal cost number solving.
And a lot of the work will depend on the outfit you lead.
Exactly.
For the NDC, the youth wing.
Exactly.
More prepare for the elections.
Senne, you can see I believe that we, the youth in opposition, NDC youth, we are even more better prepared than even the government NPP.
Really?
Until we are more than prepared to do the needful and deliver power for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
For Obia Onim no the Onim say NDC ewo headquarters ewo Adabraka.
Yeah.
Enti say we national executive eho and also wo pretty iffy.
That's true.
Why the need to get another secretariat for the youth wing? Adain.
My main church I still made us Adabraka. I mean Adabraka.
Okay.
My office as a national youth organizer ewo Adabraka. Me two deputies Ruth Neosman, or more office Adabraka.
Okay.
What we have in Jowlu is the National Youth Working Secretariat.
Working Secretariat.
Exactly. And now the Green Army Command Center.
Green Army Command Center.
There were structures in the NDC. There were the National Youth Organizer and two deputies.
Okay.
And there were 16 regional youth organizers and their deputies. And there were 275 constituency youth organizers and their deputy. And I were 38,000 branch youth organizers across the country. Under the National Youth Organizer, me were there, my friend, a National Youth Working Committee.
Okay.
That working committee, there were various subcommittees under them. There were a committee like finance. There were a committee like social inclusion. There were a committee like events and planning. There were special duties. There were TAN, Traders and Artisans Network. All those various committees were Juma Omoye. At the Boa National Youth Organizer. And at the national level, whatever committee say Omo replicating our region.
Okay.
And then at the constituency, since the constituencies are smaller, some of the committees are relevant. So at each constituency, Omo working committee, but in a smaller number.
Okay.
And then at the branch also has its own working committee. And all these things started with a national youth organizer. And I did propose as a fake. And a fake adopted.
And the critics are working committees.
They were there, but it was at the national level. Okay. But now it comes all the way down. So that because at the branch level now it's 12, and there's just only one branch chief organizer. I'm not going to mean Edumano. So he needs a committee to work with him. Into all those committees, they are all working. Somebody must coordinate their activities. And in coordinating those activities, there be a National Youth Working Secretariat.
Oh, okay.
And so my office is still in Adabraka. So it is just the command center to coordinate the activities of all our various working committees. And then so Adabraka is the official office.
Yeah.
But sometimes, and then also, the office in Jodi is also going to serve as our youth campaign headquarters.
The party's youth campaign headquarters.
Youth campaign is headquarters. Because, we are going into an election now. And so we needed a platform to be able to reach out. There is something too that is happening in our political space. Politics, dynamic, it's not static.
Yes.
It's, there is a lot of innovations. The evolutions have happened in our political space. And so once things are evolving, you, a political party, must also start evolving.
Also have to evolve.
And so we cannot do everything from Adabraka. And so we needed a bigger space. For instance, Oba office on my your dear friend NDC Youth Wing TV.
And for more 8 years, Pablo, the videos of the launch and as a commissioning of the office no ena echegu enti oba obehu the office he's talking about Nioma Ewom
Youth Wing Secretariat.
Yeah, Youth Wing Secretariat and go and no. Anyway, what Jowolo and or the ebe go through what is in that building. Nioma be number Ewom specifically. Now I start with Youth Wing TV. It more means a more TV studio inside.
We have a studio inside. President Mama, there is another video. President Mama, we've created a podcast studio.
Podcast studio.
Yes, politics have evolved.
Yeah.
In 1992, Chobwe was enough to get you votes. That was enough to get you votes. But things have changed. In 2016, 6 years before your report, radio and TV contributed to just about 20% of political parties' fortunes. And even though you sit on radio every morning, your radio is not the first thing you go and listen for information. The first thing you're on a panel is over a phone.
Yes.
To go and look for information. What it means is that the mobile phone has become a very important tool. And Gen Z between the 18 and 22, 23, our generation, they don't listen to TV. They don't listen to radio. They don't watch TV. They do everything on either their laptops or on their mobile phones. So it's all rich and the chunk of the group are mobilizing. So if you want to reach them, you must reach them through technology. And AI has made it so simple that you can reach people anywhere. Confidence of a chair in your brain. I mean, the old way of mobilization, must make way for the new way. And so that is how come we've set up this ultra modern office. So yes, you're a podcast studio. And President Mama the Granty and First podcast interview. From the coming days, it will be out there. And what the studio is going to do is to have interesting conversation with policymakers, experts, in and then the things that are going to find space in our 2020.
Is that the studio?
This is the call center.
More call center. So
President Mama plays the first call.
It is a call to vote prospective voters.
And when you called, the guy and said, "Wow, you're surprised." So based on the data, random number, he just made a call. So the person was even surprised. The President Mama friend, and so it's a call center. This is the call center you see, and if there is any discussions, we should be able to reach out to people through various means. And I say, Miss Master Konakoye constituency. Now, how do I authenticate it?
Also,
now politics have changed, and so we are bringing that
new ideas.
Now, that is exactly what we are trying to do. We want to reach every voter before 7th December.
In the call center, more podcast studio, more normal TV studio.
So it's more or less satellite TV.
Yes.
So it was you're launching the NDC TV. Beginning crowd was a sign of
I think maybe the pulse of the tagline,
the youth pulse.
The youth pulse.
Exactly. So all these are in there. And because social media today drives the conversation. We also have a desk for social media people. They'll be operating from there. An office for people who develop content. Obi means sorry Kenkasa. Somebody must develop the content for us too. And then we have a studio for our graphic designers and what have you. And then also data, politics today is more of data management. And so we have a group of data analysts also analyzing data, looking at the trends, what we need to do, messaging here, messaging there. And then there is a group that is also looking at the details from the manifesto. The documents are bulky. How do we simplify it so that it very resonates with the everyday voter? And these are some of the things I hear youth office on my say it will drive the NDC's campaign.
In the for BBC, and me sure in the pictures we walls and for a thing like this, obviously capital intensive. We a youth wing part in the budget be a modern we
the day you decide it's over contesting, one of the questions they ask you at Veteran is how do you intend to fund
more activities?
And then you give them a comprehensive plan. Nipa Udin a capital. Say now Dino career. I can say without any say I have enjoyed a lot of good support from the leadership. Honorable Esie Dunketia, Honorable Fifi Kwete, and His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama Ankasa. And because of the support they have given, it is easy to reach out to people who want to donate. The building was fully funded by donors. All I had to do is to conceive the idea, see the setup, see what we wanted to do, and then we started returning. General Secretary Freeway, National Chairman Freeway, Flag Bearer Freeway, and that kind of support. And then let me also commend my finance committee led by Dr. Kwabena for Jr., an amazing young man.
Finance committee of the youth wing.
And so, and Kwadwo Jones, Collins, could be Dr. Warioshka, and then a few young guys who were committed. So we gave the finance committee our budget and told them that this is what we wanted to do. And then trust me, and then my working committee chairperson, who came in time, his working committee, and I said, Junior, and then all of them, all the members of the working committee, and then I have young men like Julian Mausi Cobnan, Derek Edwards, Arafat, Charles Tete, people who and Brights, people out of Bright, anyway, and Freeway, on their own. Because in 2020 we did a similar one, but it was not as big as this, and we didn't make noise about it. But a lot of the things that happened in the 2020 campaign was coming from us. And a
lot of the things, meaning Nyoma who used for comms now.
The adverts you are seeing, some of the social media things. It was coming from us. And I've said it severally. Make up elections now. I told them that the value I bring to the table is bigger. I may not make a lot of noise. I'm a communicator. So you will not see me every day seated on radio. Because the Juma Army is on the grounds. And so we try and get the grounds active. And I can say this, the youth wing has become one of the most vibrant, and even President Mama himself admitted is that ever since Yamiadom party we've brought a lot of dynamism and vibrancy
in the youth
to the front. And that is what it is all about. I don't take the credit. I work with fantastic regional youth organizers. I brought you the Savannah regional youth organizer.
Savannah?
Yes, and you realize that on the day we commissioned, all my regional commanders were there. The constituency, Greater Accra constituency youth organizers were all there. Fantastic people. And everybody is willing to go out there. Because we are organizers, our praises are not sung enough, but we don't even want it. Because you see, in every organization, they are the unsung heroes. And I can say, midfielders are always the unsung heroes. Because the strikers, go. But it is the midfielders that do all the hard work. And that is what organizers do. And that is our job. And so our job is to make sure that we organize the base of the party and deliver victory. Those who want glory should take the glory, but we will get the job done. If you are the man in the arena, you get your hands dirty. So you don't need praise, because the dirt on you will tell the world what you have achieved. And that is exactly what we are doing. We will get the NDC to where we wanted to get to. We will get President Mama elected at all costs come 7 December 2020.
I heard you say that at the launch, and I was like, at all costs, they loaded.
Yes, at all costs. And I repeat, and I emphasize, and the emphasis is mine, that at all costs, come 7 December 2024, President Mahama will be elected as the president of this country. Everything that we must do legally to see to it that the Ghanaian voter goes out there and vote for John Mahama, we will do it. And we will teleguide the process. And when I say teleguide, Obi, from the campaign will be fair. You will see a campaign you've never seen before coming from the National Democratic Congress. This time around, you see, the voter is different. Every voter wants to be treated as an individual. And that is the kind of campaign the NDC will be running in this 2024 elections. We will treat the voter as kin. And we will give the voter messaging, resonating with him based on his needs. Because elections are local. They hear Obi, Ewa Sempa Studio, here Ewa Dome FM Studio. And so when I come to Asempa, problem we will identify it and give you messaging tailored to suit you, because I don't know what it. The air cost to Dome FM and found. And so when we get into Dome, not CJ, and now my to Onuma, the one will bedroom, and some message near the Bemano. So we'll tailor guide the process. And apart from that, we will make sure, say, every vote is accounted for. Every single vote will be unko tuaba. na so to my PMP ya go kama CPP yeah man easy
baba and no that job is the job of the electoral commission to
the
do.
Electoral Commission.
What can you or the youth wing do about that?
But we have party agents that the law recognizes.
Absolutely.
So that the right things are done.
In the movement, ensure someone call follow.
We will make sure competent people are the polling station, and we will make sure that electoral officer be because we will make sure that the right things are done at the polling station. And I've said this, and forgive me. My baby or bawo and dream say in 2024 on the 7th day of December, because on the 2 1 or try to understand the mandate of the people. It won't happen. Obi, we are law abiding. Constitution say you protecting the constitution at all costs. So be decided say or best start the mandate of the people are more or less now is all to constitution. So and so, per the Constitution, that power that the Constitution give you and I say, see, we will be said the better Constitution, you protect the Constitution. We will use that law to protect the Constitution. What it means is that say, yeah, to abano. Now decide they say, Obed Danny the Ankrofona Kana, it could bring chaos, and it could lead to an uprising. Here, Mayen could do no more. So we'll make sure that at the polling stations the right things are done. And I mean, it was simple advice. MOB BRA will get involved with the electoral process. A Juma Diama, they say, Konakosi a bit tuaban. So we be ball pa, and as we be show kutupa. No catch show say, Konako Daniver did be, Koye Bibi, I ain't saying fata, catch say wound to me. Because Okoya ain't see we ye. Because we will be gathered for any abro. Now, who will be a course of the assembly elections now? The we are citizens, immobilize your echo polling stations. Electoral officers are almost counting crack all wrong. You saw the aggression that went on to them. Let nobody memo beyond that. So now create you, when I create to me, when I police, when I so journey. Because you see, when the people rise up, there is not a bigger army that can stop a group of people or citizens who are angry and are looking for justice. It's, you know,
but in your communication with youth of the Green Army, do you let them also appreciate say it's an election, it's either a win or a lose? Obi, it's an election you can also lose.
Obi, you know my personality. I have set time without numbers. You're a law-abiding political entity. Papa ni didn't chair friend John Mama. Put in John Mama a year. He rebuke you. Obe kawa ni masa wa yen ni
FM.
The air can say ye pain sisi. Ye nko bibia basabasa bia. Ntime mo bia so me basabasa bia. We will comport ourselves at the polling stations. Ye kan aba no na parado NDC ye nya 4. MPP ye nya 10. Na declare MPP winners. We will be the first to pick up the phone and congratulate them. That is when we believe that the processes have been fair and nobody has done anything untoward. But the referee no jinamu no. He decided say obey kululu bia oh minia. En ya sempa okromo anomo. They know the en ya sempa because they believe that we are all Ghanaians. Now President Mama is president oh. Any elections on the 7th of December 2016. Eno din kuku eno hand over me Kufuado. He was a sitting president contesting an election. We saw his phone call to Kufuado or Oman the Chingwa said, where did Kunibra Nabefa? Now the other 2 hours or their own call.
Obianka say uncle. Also on a wish, they say Obe hand you over to another NPP government.
Obi, as summer president Kufuado on the 9th. I'm electing Mahmoud Bawumia. Let me drew power. I say we're doing the first assignment.
Sure.
By electing Mahmoud Bawumia as the president,
as the flag bearer
of the NPP.
Yes.
Now the second one is to make sure.
Say Obe hand over
Mahmoud Bawumia, a president of the Republic. Once you assume the presidency, Ube is statesman. You don't talk like that. That was an irresponsible comment from the president. Statesman, Omani Nukoko.
How so?
How so? Let me explain to you. If he's candidate Kufuado, he can speak like that. But as president, to even say in your party One party my equal elections. Now say when you first assignment, it means almost elections. No, you had a favorite in Mahmoud Bawumia. So you did everything within the MPP primaries to get Bawumia elected. That one alone was wrong. Because MPP for na pray. Wow, no way back who say when I made up it, we don't go in. You don't even make that statement. Now when you read and see on no more, then you come back and say when you first assignments. And I you course in the run up to the presidential primaries in NPP. I mean, I launch my take any party in Mubi. Am I to the Canadian Japan guys of them show down because none man kuye. So if it is that same tactics, and or they ba, and they'll be able about me for president, they'll be money beyond year. Because they see. So as president, that statement in itself was an irresponsible comment from a statesman. You see, over president, yeah. There is no MPP, there is no NDC for you again, no? Because you have the mandate of the people of Ghana. Say me tomorrow, say man trauma, where am I president? What sembra me diso? Me nkase me NDC ninti, what sembra me diso? So once I respect the laws you make, every statement you make must reflect the authority na the amount. But immediately because the second assignment they say you must hand over at all costs to Mahmoud Bawumia. It leaves much to be desired. That it means that you are going to do things in a manner a bit favor Mahmoud Bawumia, but in an election there should be a fair playing field for all of us. That is why a word of can say abuse of incumbency, and it is wrong. So I say because.
But is that how you are interpreting statement to make here? Because maybe he was expressing a wish. Say no, that is my wish. No, my term, my prayer, my wish is to hand over to another MP.
Obi, if you had said it like this,
yes.
Nothing's problem. Nothing's problem. This is a more responsible comment. And if the president speaks like this, come on, but when he says, you finish first assignment, now the second one is to hand over to Mahmoud Bawumia, it leaves much to be desired. It leaves much. It exposes the year with him and then the upper soil. So I said, and that's here, man. So you would hear a course 7th December 2020, the Chiman South, you would hear a course. You would hear course also. And all those things, as well as we in China be masum pray. But here so back one, you know, so may year for no. Into their course, no NDC supporter will go to the polling station on 7th December 2020 and come back with a body bag. That it won't happen.
It will not happen.
It will not happen again.
The officer commission, was it a campaign promise to the youth of your party?
And I because in 2020 I was in the office.
Okay.
So and you see, because my politics, I'm a modern day politician. My ubisa politics is data driven. Politics is a science. And so when the politics I use science and data to drive it. It didn't become elections, but now catch all say, hey, one vote crime in the big win.
Yes.
Because if you understand the voter and you know the numbers and you know how to plug your votes, by the end of the system,
yes.
So before the day of elections, when you're -1 + 1, you should know how many votes you are going home with. That is why I'm very comfortable and confident. Say, come with me, say Nyamiamba on the 7th of December, on the 8th or the 9th, and I can tell the NDC supporters listening to us say Juma Pepe before even they count the ballots. Through the exit polls, we should be able to predict what President Mama is going home with. And per our analysis, nothing less than 54% is what John Mahama
5-4.
Nothing less than that is what John Mahama will win the elections with. Because and then we know what we've set into motion. And so we are very comfortable and confident. But yeah, my complacency is soon setting. We will leave no stone unturned, right from preparing adequately at the polling stations before and after and during the exercise to make sure that the right things are done.
The other thing would be, sir, when you look objectively at the political spectrum into the NPP, the NDC, CPP, all the major political parties. Now show me youth winger. Where do you place the NDC youth wing under your leadership?
Currently we are the best. Nobody can compare to us.
The best youth wing?
Of course, yes.
In the country?
Of course, yes.
More than the NPP youth wing?
But if you look at our campuses, retain, and then Tescon. What a Tescon DBA?
Oh.
Be honest. Be honest to yourself. Go to our campuses and not a Tescon. Look at the innovations on the front of the NDC's youth wing. What is the NPP doing? Sometimes I even wonder if they have a youth wing. And I say, Ejuma organizing Ejuma, and yet Otina Radio, so now you the deal. It is when your base is in tandem with you and moving with you. What we have been able to achieve in the last 6-7 years at the front of the NDC youth wing is unprecedented. I am not here to blow my own horn, but what I'm here to tell the good people of the NDC is say, Ejuma na ye the best one papa. In 2020, and you can check the electoral results. Constituencies are what tertiary institutions are not traditionally NDC we knew. Most of them, the NDC won again in 2020 for the first time. And so something positive is happening on the front. And maybe you don't get involved politically, but some document, Japadia document. There was a comment about comparing an ADDO and OPARE. And no document said they cannot even compare their youth organizer, then an ADDO and their youth organizer to me. I didn't write that document. I didn't author that document.
But nobody knows who authored that document.
That's the name of you know why. They authored their own documents.
That's what you think.
Maybe now me can buy no be. In the moment we need 2020 document a Japan document here of the core parliament and then who see idea I can't say did I author? So whoever the author was automatically must be coming from government. Because some shall no mobile panami mini hobby. Many you say your hobby. Who be out here with hobby. But everything they said in that document has come to pass one way or the other.
And do you believe the NDC youth wing now, speaking objectively, solid and more attractive than the NPP youth wing?
But they will do streets no more. Street into the streets no. Do street no more. We share salam na shop Parado. That's what Parado hana salam. I even now beko. Obi. I say na akade say. Down the streets. Three streets no. So I say. So it is just a matter of, and if you go down to the constituencies, the vibrancy actually the NDC is operating, the youth wing. Sabi, it is obvious and it is very clear. Anyway, I mean, Shabini Salam, it's kind of maybe I don't bring you and accommodate. But
we so say, and we bear a final question. Again, because we are national officer of the NDC, but you are from the Eastern region.
Yes.
In the Eastern region, and so traditionally, any region are more favorable in terms of the numbers. Do you feel pressure on you as the national youth wing coming from the Eastern region? And I say this because of event I caused so over the weekend.
Obi, we went to Kwewu on our own strength. That's what I said. Kwewu, your secondary school buses say we're Kwewu. The night before union work, we were all there on Friday. Kwewu street activation on Friday, Thursday, and I'm sure you saw our placards all over. On Saturday, we decided we saw the influx of buses from across the region and even some from Ashanti region and I'm very rally. I have been in government before, so I know that syndrome. When you are in government, you have the resources to bring everybody. But you're in work now, Sunday, was organic. Your work now, Sunday, was organic. I don't have the money to bus anybody. Not one single bus came from anywhere. I admit that people from other constituencies said, maybe I will only part two. And they came on their own. But the chunk of the people who turned out were natives of Kwewu. It doesn't mean anything. Because there big rallies. We've seen very big rallies. In 2016, we did a very big rally at Accra Sports Stadium. What did they end up with? In 2008, MPP Accra Academy rally. Maybe you see that. But I'm really so I don't look at those numbers. Politics is engineering the numbers. We will engineer the numbers come 7 December 2024. But the work that happened, comparing our numbers to that of the NPP, the NDC did very well. And you know why? Because an organic crowd, either organic following or social media, no be artificial following. Artificial and boats, they just generate them. That is exactly what we saw. They brought in the boats, they paid them off, came to make the nets, and they were gone. But you saw people on their own, no pressure, coming to work. And let me also say, yes, I come from the Eastern region, and I'm under no pressure to do more. not because I'm coming from the Eastern region. I have a mandate. Whether I come from A region or B region, my mandate is to deliver victory for John Mahama and the NDC and the good people of Ghana. And that one I will do to the best of my ability. So if I'm under pressure, the pressure is that Ghana die me, not Eastern region. Ghana die me, because I lead the biggest political movement in the country, the youth wing of the NDC. And so I must bring innovative programs. A desk for volunteers. If anybody who wants to volunteer, come and work. But I must bring on board things that will draw many young people. And so at a later date, I will come and spend time and run the young people of this country through the 2024 manifesto. And I can tell everybody listening, and the time from page 1 of our manifesto to the last page, every single page is an opportunity for job creation. Because it's a 14% unemployment rate, 32% unemployment rate within the youth brackets. And it is a recipe for disaster. We are sitting on a ticking time bomb. And then may I say, the 80-year-old president doesn't see it. Because of your born a bit, so he cannot be bothered. But the number of young people who yield 14% total unemployment rate now, the number of young people between the ages of 16 to 25 or 26 are labor ready. 32.8%. And that group is the most dangerous. They are swayed by anything. It's terrorism, armed robbery, Sakawa. That is the group that is most fertile. And if you have 32% of your youth in that bracket, they are not trained, they are untrainable, they have no skills, and have no jobs. A problem. And then this has identified that group. And so you will tailor measured programs. And I would say President Mahama, I'll say, he's identified this problem. So he's setting up a ministry solely for youth development. He said it at the inauguration of the youth office, and he said it in Kwewu. And you know, and all youth related matters
will be handled by that ministry. Ministry of Youth Development.
Youth Development.
And he also promised that he would constitute the youngest cabinet ever. But no, what does that mean? The youngest cabinet ever, say, or the 30-year-olds?
Of course. Oh, but when he became a deputy minister,
deputy communications
he was 38 years. So that's here. When they became ministers and PNDC, were young
33.
The NDC is notoriously known in bringing up young people. Okujeto Ablakwa, James Ajenim Boateng, Haruna Idrisu. The NDC is notoriously known. So for President Mahama to even make that commitment again to young people of this country, apart from giving you a ministry or step, and he made some sports esu. And that's sports we football in Kwan, Black Stars in Kwan.
Youth, free sports.
So that sports will be a standalone ministry. And I have a comprehensive sports program. At one of the radio stations, I elaborated Kakra, and I may say, I grow neighbor, maybe be to air time. Every week, we are member. We'll pay for the air time, and we will speak to the young people of this country on sports, on agriculture, ICT, education, security, opportunities are your neighbor. And you see, we don't believe in fanciful slogans. But we'll be telling you things that are feasible, things that are achievable, things that are within your reach. And so we will be coordinating all this under one ministry. So whoever ends up sitting in that ministry has a task and a responsibility of CTSA. So 32.8% now, between 18 to 25 for the number is reduced. So 14% now, unemployed in Ghana no, is reduced. And then the bigger picture of preparing the Ghanaian youth for the job market ahead. Obeka, I say, Emra Prof Nana, education minister. Or ye BB. And you see, that woman has not been celebrated enough. Now, the captains of industries were not hiring the workforce. No?
Yeah.
They invest on fire. Because there is no point in Papa ye invest in the about 7 funded room. Now me funded when I'm saying training the BM. Now training 3 months, 4 months. When you know, when the member was no judge one honoko. So what did Prof Nana do as education minister? She called a conference of all the captains of industry. one conference. And offer all the dons of the universities, one conference. And no take captains, no. So I didn't know I'm on fire and Crawford. I'm saying, curriculum now much money yet. And no take dons, so. And then she merged the two of them at another conference. So then tell them your problem. And then let's realign our training needs. And that is what Prof. Nana did when she was education minister. So was along the line, university, tertiary, the statistical curriculum, to meet the job market. And that is what we are coming up with. You leave school and you're already trained for the market you are going into. So and when the university is now starting your courses, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, we're not doing. Say, hey, and then somebody mentioned a course that he or she was saying, time. Oh, yeah, information studies, sir. There is no way they will give you philosophy, but today they combine them. Because they have to realign the courses, no. And those are the things we are going to be doing. They say, Meba, and then they say youth inauguration.
And a youth inauguration.
But it will come.
For the detailed way. But even before you go, Pablo, the final question, I've received one or two messages I'm making, but my final question would be, sir, because some more targeted youth, because of the role you have as youth organizer, the narrative out there about the fact, say, okay, John Dramani Mahama, known quantity, he's been president before. What did he give the Ghanaian people? I didn't know was a Ghana for sign a trouble money bill when he's been president.
I'll be right here in your studios in 2020. And then Anabi got into this argument.
Sure.
I came with figures and data.
And we'll do another one, by the way.
I still have the data. The number of young people John Mahama employed. That's one. The records are there. The innovations he brought into the Ghanaian economy. The things he did. The solving of Doomsday and Yakobak. And the structures he put up. Not a critic because he will train 15,000 nurses every year. And you don't have hospitals to accommodate them. The guys say, no crowd health insurance card, the hospital now, what they call Choba. So the one who was building hospitals, who was building schools. Under John Mahama, there was automatic posting. There was automatic posting. We are teaching, we are posting. So I say, maybe a salary and they delay 3 months, 4 months. But there was automatic posting. And then 3 years now, you say that essential exams. And many other issues. And so, if we are ready, we will get into those debates. But the only thing I'll tell the Ghanaian youth out there and they say, if not for anything, obi anyone more kwanya na the teacher on him, obi who's the teacher. And that's when you come back and I say you made mistakes. John Mahama is human. Ebia and yet your ye na obojo so.
Yes.
But by and large, who compare John Mahama 4 years as president? Now the Tutu Akufo-Addo 8 years here. John Mahama stands tall in every sector. And you see, the best performing, and I've made this argument several times. Economic policy be one more. It takes effect after 1 year. So what the policy be about? It takes effect after 1.5 years, 2 years, and running the full gestation. The best performance of the Akufo-Addo government when he became president happened in 2017. In 2017, it was Mahama's policies that were in place. 2018, and no more exited Mahama economic policy, IMF. In 2019, the World Bank country director told us that the Ghanaian economy took a nosedive in 2019 when they exited the World Bank program. So as I say. So if we are going to get into these arguments, we will say it was Mahama's economy, Mahama's policies, and more running on in 2017 when Baumia was blabbing. So we arrested dollar no, Eddie Kinama, IGP no. And in the last State of the Nation address in 2016, President Ramaka said, we will see a turnaround of the economy in 2017. Because at that time, 2 additional oil wells were coming on board. And so more revenue would be coming in. And at the same time, they had stabilized the economy. And now, economic downturn based on commodity prices and so had turned around. So our economy was on recovery mode. Inflation was coming down. Right from 2016, now inflation has started back down. And so everything was moving in the right direction. Our GDP figures were better off. Today, every indicator, sector by sector, Mahama's 2016 indicators are way better than the current indicators of 2024. And so,
are you prepared for that big debate with your colleague on the other side?
So between about there,
Salam Mustafa.
Nifisa.
National Youth Organizer.
Mo fa na bi mo mbra. Salam de Nifisa.
Oh, that's not Nabi, national.
Oh, the national. No.
Nabi, your boss is here.
My boss.
Oh, national organizer. Someone here, national organizer.
And I'm saying, "Be a honor." Ebra obetna 2020 no. Say me join na fru. Find on no bra. And salam e ba obeti na ba as coach. From better net. But salam de Nifisa. Ebi cry bi am de ba me anam na be ba na. To twano ni ehwe. But you see, every indicators favors the NDC. John Mahama's economy. Petrol debates, usually I don't do it. Electricity debates, usually I don't do it because these are things I've been right. But today, Doomsday is back. What has happened to Esla? So I say,
we'll get into those details.
I'll be waiting for them.
Yeah, we'll do that. The entire nation is ready to vote for change, particularly the gallant youth of the NDC led by the commander himself, Pablo. The victory of the NDC is coming. I say, I field marshal.
Commander, no.
Oh, yeah, commander. Field marshal. Okay. Also, the victory of the NDC is coming again after the December 7th elections. That's Alfred Kojo Treadles and Odiwe Bray. We say, Obi, is Pablo aware John Mahama handed an oil economy with GDP growth of 14% to himself and ended it at 3.5% without any pandemic? Is that the great achievement Pablo claims? Okay, Nanam Ponsa Bedi Akodie Enie. We say, Obi, good evening. I'm happy with the level of confidence Pablo has accumulated ahead of the 2024 election. We in the NPP know how difficult the 2024 election is, and we are preparing ahead of that in the midst of the challenges we have as a country. Unfortunately, the NDC youth leader seems to be in a comfortable lead. I respectfully advise Field Marshal Pablo to tone down and reduce the level of complacency. Elections will definitely be won at the polling station, not at the NDC's Green Army Command Center, nor the National Youth Wing Working Committee headquarters of the NDC. DMB is the future. Shadrach, also a former NPP youth organizer, Ewo Bono region, and Odiwe. But we say, Obi, tell OPARE that his mouth noise on party platform will not help him at all, but rather he should learn from Honorable Dan Bochewai, Abele Ewo Nungwa. Obi, tell Pablo that he's doing a fantastic job for the great NDC, and some of us are solidly behind him on any day. Jacob, and I do we have Jacob here, me mate to law school. We say, Obi, I want you to ask Pablo if he sees the jabs from his boys on Broja Jemfi and Sami Jemfi on social media. If yes or no, what is he doing about it? Obi, every political party's goal is to win power. So what is really wrong with what Nanado said? So he's probably saying Nanado should have said, I'm ending my term, so I wish to hand over power to the incompetent John Dramani Mahama in the NDC, Kwame Safo of the NPP. This one says, Obi, what's the difference between what OPARE said and what Brian Achampon also said? Anyways, maybe I remember Brian Achampon in 7 minutes near the end. Sorry. Obi, I could feel how the voice of my senior brother Pablo was shaking when he said he had the most vibrant youth political movement in Ghana. Today, he will see Salam Mustafa in his dream chasing him for not stating the fact. Currently, NPP has the most active and vibrant youth wing. It is indeed possible 2024 with a roadmaster, Salam Mustafa, Master Planner Jr. Where's Obi? My greetings to Pablo, my own Equiapem man, Pablo. Nana Yerenchi the first, Mampong Equiapem Apese Makahene. Unimno. Aha. Mampong Equiapem Apese Makahene. Anyways. Enti, I mean, 1 or 2 questions for you, Nafi. Ubeyi Bibiano messages,
if John Mahama is incompetent, Akufo-Addo is super incompetent. Because level of incompetence are exhibited under this government. No? It is the worst form of government.
Yes.
More, bro, from the kakitocracy. That is the level of governance that has been exhibited by the Akufo-Addo. But that is it. The worst form of government by a group of incompetent people. And that is what we have today. Okay. And nobody can dispute it. The level, you will be down. And he will go into the history books as the worst president Ghana has ever had. One be you go to
Wow, Eastern region.
But Masa, the man is a C student in economics, not the C governor. Sabre. Of course, we see no try. It's in a man bony in a C score. But don't check the level we are today.
Yes.
Credit agencies in a C, no more try. If you don't crowd and and below C. That is a coup for you. Or no choice in the C standard.
When we thought, say, issues about your youth elections near over, and you say, uncophobia attacking Bruja and Fimoni and social media. Do you want to speak to that?
Obi, I will speak to it, but Obi ISR Unjai because the apart. Many Bruja that effects this year. These are deputy director special duties.
For special duties,
exactly. It's Munjai. And it's not something I subscribe to. And you see, sometimes these things are blown out of proportion. Maybe about for comments be no be so. But I don't think majority is not happening. Because we are all working together. We are all crisscrossing the country, working for the victory of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And if anybody is doing that, and I said, we will too much money for no. No, two exactly.
Good. Pablo, my nase, we wish you very, very, very well. Said what can I mean when the manifesto is finally out, Obebani breaking, then we'll have that debate as well with your colleague Salam Mustafa.
About high lawyer.
Na kwewu mukọ kwewu no. Time NDC 4 year or more, MPP 4 year or more work no. Brian Champo kasa wo.
I know be sabi.
Na se na wo kwewu.
Me kwewu se man ko work.
Me man ko kwewu.
Na
say dey a obete. Now, youth command center information about
information about and then the difference is kakra.
Sir,
no,
the one can sir.
There is what can be paid. There is a first video. Say last year.
Yeah, last year.
And I will share graphic online. Almost report say based on your account last year. And I'll say you this person won't show me no better can be.
About when yanka.
Okay, about to qualify at this time. Last year they don't respond now, but the man no. What's the bribe? I mean, yeah. Same say. They respond here, no.
Last year they don't respond now, the man.
No. You see what he said last year and what he said this year. This year, or blemish in a kakra.
Okay.
But I'm saying almost 24 they can last year and one can. But any statement anybody makes, I won't hand over power. It's unacceptable. So what I say. And I will share graphic online now. Graphic online headline on the buy and state say. He says they will hand over. It's based on that.
And now the guarantee interview.
Because 7 hotter the man or no man. Because no can be paid. And no, because of Ayawa so West, we're gone. Anything that has got to do with me hand you over, me no better power, it agitates people. So I say, anything that is what happened. But it has been said and it's been done. Response I say the band and one.
Pablo that's it.
Yes, sir.
All the best. Why and congratulations. Why are there? Ekosi saying the higher SM 94.7 FM. Anyways,